Thank you, host. Thank you, Norman. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan, salam sehat bagi kita sekalian. Yang pertama tentunya saya ditugasi Bapak Presiden menindaklanjuti surat dari Mas Taufikur Rahman, Chief Editor Jakarta Post. Dan untuk itu saya diminta memenuhi permohonan tersebut. Ya, hari ini saya hadir, mudah-mudahan nanti pokok-pokok pikiran yang terkait dengan sektor Kominfo secara khusus bisa kita diskusikan bersama. Yang kedua, kita masih dalam bulan kemerdekaan, Dirgahayu Republik Indonesia. Selamat hari ulang tahun kemerdekaan ke-76 Republik Indonesia tahun 2021. Merdeka. Baik, management, editors, and senior journalists of the Jakarta Post, the management of the Schneider Electric Indonesia and Timor-Leste, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure for me to participate in this Jakarta Post Up Close Archipelago Illuminating, bridging the digital gap, unlocking growth in Indonesia. On behalf of the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Bapak Joko Widodo, I would like to extend his congratulations on the successful convening of the event. I hope that this event will be a melting pot where brilliant minds and concrete solutions met, which leads to a more digitally connected Indonesia. The COVID-19 pandemic has sparked momentum to accelerate digitalization in many parts of the world, including Indonesia. As President Joko Widodo has mandated, Indonesia has taken steps to maximize its digital potential through digital transformation initiatives in 4 strategic pillars, such as 1. Digital infrastructure, 2. Digital government, 3. Digital economy, and 4. Digital society. The government of Indonesia, through the Ministry of Communications and Informatics, so-called MOCI, has established a roadmap of Indonesia Digital Year 2021 to year 2024, which comprises 100 main activities and initiatives on the 4 key pillars to be implemented by ministries, institutions, and local government across the country. Digital infrastructure development is at the core of the digital transformation effort. The government of Indonesia is currently aiming for better, faster, and more resilient internet coverage to further increase the internet link ratio and bridge the digital divide. Indonesia has already deployed more than 342,000 kilometers length of fiber optic backbone, inland and submarine. Indonesia has already deployed more than 342,000. If you take this and you may go around the world almost 9 times around the world. Combined with 9 satellites and microwave links networks to support the middle mile connectivity and nearly 560,000 base transceiver stations in the last mile throughout the archipelago. Yet the digital divide remains. More than 12,500 of the 83,218 villages in the country struggles to have adequate connections, telecommunication connections. By 2022, the government of Indonesia aims to provide all these villages with 4G networks telecommunications 10 years faster than the initial plan. The work will be carried out by the Ministry of Communication and Informatics by way of deploying 4G infrastructure in remote areas, so-called 3Ts, terdepan, terluar, dan tertinggal. At the same time, the telecommunication operators provide the necessary infrastructure in uncovered areas in commercially viable regions. Indonesia is also in need of a high capacity and multifunctioning satellite. As such, the government of Indonesia will put into the orbit the high throughput Satria-1 satellite with its 150 gigabits per second transmission capacity. The satellite is expected to generate reliable connectivity in 93,900 schools, 3,700 health facilities, 3,700 health facilities, 3,900 security complexes, and 47,900 municipal offices across the country. Satria-1 satellite production and terrestrial gateways constructions are underway to meet the launch target of commercial operation in the fourth quarter of 2023. Indonesia is in need of at least 1 terabits per second satellite capacity until 2030. To meet this demand, a consistent policy is required. Indonesia is of the view that connectivity is a precondition for digital transformation to strengthen Indonesia's national economic capacities. Digital infrastructure provides downstream benefits for businesses and consumers, as it can help both actors become more productive and improve their access to the market. It is envisioned that by 2025, Indonesia shares a 40% of the ASEAN's digital economic equivalent to $124 billion US. Report by Google and Temasek studies, including but not limited to e-commerce, financial technology, digital banking, etc. To realize such vision, the government of Indonesia has made efforts to fulfill the supply and demand in the new technology development. The Ministry of Communication and Informatics and the Ministry of Industry have outlined policies on local contents, specifically in 4G and 5G telecommunication components manufacturing, to support the simultaneous operation of 4G and 5G telecommunication in Indonesia. The 4G connectivity is still the nation's network backbone. Indonesia just rolled out 5G commercial operation in 9 cities and many more to come. In moving toward a 4G and 5G deployment, the Ministry of Communication and Informatics is also farming and refarming frequency spectrum to meet the frequency spectrum demand of a total 2,047 megahertz by the end of 2024 to support the 4G and 5G operation. They prepare several programs to allow Indonesia to develop their digital capacity and go digital, consisting of A, the Ministry of Communication and Informatics Digital Literacy Movement of Cyber Kreasi, which targets 12.5 million people each year, starting this year, aiming to have 50 million Indonesians to be digitally literate by 2024. B, the Digital Talent Scholarship, which gives training stimuli for 100,000 fresh graduates and professionals each year on digital technical skills, intermediate skills, such as programming, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, big data, virtual reality, Internet of Things, etc. It is predicted that in the next 15 years, Indonesia needs at least 9 million digital talent intermediate skills. So at least 600,000 per year. And we, the government, the Ministry of Communications, will stimulate 400,000 fresh graduates and ask for the ecosystem to join us to meet the 600,000 demand digital talent every year. The Digital Leadership Academy facilitates Indonesia's policymakers to increase their knowledge on digital policy making in top colleagues, such as Tsinghua University, Harvard Kennedy Schools, National University of Singapore, and Oxford Internet Institute. And D, the Ministry of Communications and Informatics is also currently developing Institute Digital National University, IDNU, in 8 locations in Indonesia to become the center of formal edu convergence digital development. The transformation of the Ministry of Communication and Informatics Multimedia Training Center into full academic of 4 digital schools, digital technology and engineering schools, digital media and communication school, digital business and platform schools, and postgraduate program for digital policy and regulations. Indonesia realized that the digital disruptions its following challenges have increased the importance of maintaining the coexistence and managing an equal level of playing field in the media industry, especially between the mainstream media, conventional media, and the newcomer over-the-top businesses. In response to such a need, regulatory, Indonesia is seeking alternative contemporary policies to reinforce the nation's good journalism practices. At the moment, the government of Indonesia is benchmarking other countries' policies, which supports the development of its press industry, including the publisher's right. At the same time, the increasing digital activities due to the accelerations of digital transformation have intensified the need for a safe and productive digital space for all. It is important to note that ensuring a digital sphere free from information disorder, such as disinformation and hoaxes, as well as other illicit content on online sphere, is the responsibility of all. The digital transformation process is also apparent in the nation's pandemic management, with the incorporations of digital-based solutions. The government is now focusing to tackle the challenges of the pandemic COVID-19, while simultaneously prepare a long-term roadmap to adapt a COVID-19 world. Underlying this is a vision to call an end to the globalized pandemic, start the epidemic, and hopefully soon endemic status. And hopefully also the world may live along with the COVID-19. We have to finish this big task. We have no way. It looks like that we have to live along with the COVID-19. The Ministry of Communications and Informatics is now migrating the various platforms, such as Peduli Lindungi, Primary Care, and Silacak, into the National Data Center, the Ministry of Communication and Informatics Cloud, to be an integrated COVID-19 response platform that helps tracing, tracking, fencing, vaccine management, as well as to support the daily activities of the people. Indonesia has recently seen the light at the end of the tunnel, as now many cities in various regions easing restrictions to level 3 and level 2. The government of Indonesia hopes that the situation will go even better to help economy recover. The National Statistics Bureau has reported a 7.07% year-on-year or 3.31% quarter-to-quarter economic growth in this second quarter of 2021. The Ministry of Finance further predicts that Indonesia may experience a 3.7 to 4.5% of the economic growth by the end of 2021 year-on-year. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, achieving this ever-increasing growth is a collective effort that requires collaborations between stakeholders, including the government, businesses, media, academics, and most importantly, the people of Indonesia. It is our responsibility to create a productive digital space that is a space without disinformation, misinformation, and hoax. Today's event has given the reassurance that Indonesia will be a more connected, developed, and prosperous nation as it is destined to be. Thank you.